Well, let's begin on our feet. Come up to a standing position. We can bring our feet together, our hands together at the chest in prayer position. We're going to lower the chin. Close your eyes. We're going to start with the sound of Om together. Inhale. Have a great practice. Now, release the hands to the side of the body. Start at the front of your mat with your feet together or a little bit of space between the ankles. We want to push down into the hard floor to engage our leg muscles by lifting up the kneecaps, creating that first foundation into the legs. Now use the connection in your legs to find that neutral pelvis. So we bring either the belly up and in, or focus at the back of the body, the sacrum and the tailbone moving down towards the heels. The belly comes in, the ribs that are just above the belly come in. Your chin would be parallel with the floor, gazing straight forward. We're about to do 5 Surya Namaskara A, staying active in your legs. Inhale, lift up through the arms and bring the palms together. Keep the legs strong. Exhale, fold down and bring the hands to the floor. Action in the legs. Inhale, lifts the chest and the chin up to a longer spine position. And put the palms down. Exhale back to a push-up position. Bend the elbows and come all the way down to the floor. You're going to point your toes back, press into the palm. Inhale, lift the shoulders above your wrist bones. And then continue to press into the palm. Exhale, lift the hips. Roll over your toes and reset the feet. So you can open your feet a little wider than you would in your Samasthiti for 1. So feet about hip distance apart and hands a little wider at shoulder distance apart for 2. Spread the fingers and spread the toes for 3. Waking up your arms, waking up your legs for 4. Take 1 more. And then finish your exhale with your knees bent. Look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the feet. Create that long lifted spine. And exhale, fold into the legs so the head hangs loose. Inhale, rise all the way up. Lift the spine, raise the arms, maybe bring the palms together. And exhale, release to Samasthiti. Number 2 is just like that. Inhale, sweep up through the arms. Exhale, fold forward from the hip, hands down. Inhale, maybe the hands lift as the chest and the chin lifts, but put the hands down so you can exhale back to plank, down into your low plank position. Reset your foundation. Inhale, lifting your upper body, shoulders, chest, and head. Press into the palm. Exhale, lift up through the hips. Roll back over the toes and reset. For 1, notice the quality of your breath. 2, the breath is always going to move in and out the nose. 3, we are attempting to breathe just as much into the back of the body as we do into the front of the body. 4, you're hearing that smooth sound of breath. Take 1 more. And then 5, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump, then lift the chest and the chin up. Engage your legs. Exhale, fold down, let the head hang loose. Inhale, come all the way up, keeping the belly up and in, hands together. Exhale, release the arms to the side of the body. Number 3, just like that. Inhale, look up at the hands when you bring them together. Exhale, forward bend, look down at the toes as you release the head. Inhale, when the chin lifts, the gaze moves in front of the mat. Then look down as you exhale to jump back and lower down with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, you do look up in your upward dog, but keep space in the back of the neck. And then exhale, lower the head, lift the hips, and roll over the feet onto the soles. For 1, you notice if I'm counting, you always have the freedom just to breathe at your own pace. for 2. It's more just like a period of time right here. 3, making that exhale just slightly longer than the inhale. 4, reminding you that all this is a breathing practice. As much as it looks like a physical practice, it's very subtle. 5, now bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step, jump forward, lift the chin, strong legs, exhale, fold down. Use your legs to inhale, lift the spine, raise the arms, look up at the hands. Exhale, release the arms to the side of the body. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale through the arms. Exhale, fold the chest down the thighs. Then inhale, lift up away from the thighs. Hands down, exhale the feet back, lower into your neutral pelvis. Inhale, extend the spine versus bending it. And then exhale, fold at the hip. Let the head hang loose. And listen to the sound of the breath. 1. 2. 3, breathing in a way that the sensations from the breath are very obvious. 4. And 5, bend the knees. Inhale as you jump, plant the feet, lift the chin. Exhale, fold into your legs. Inhale, rise up from the legs, bring the hands together. And exhale, release the arms. Last one of version A. Inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, fold at the hip, lower down the front of the legs. Inhale, take a little lift up. Now press the hands down. Exhale your feet back, lowering with the connection in the core. Press down to inhale, lift your upper body. Press down to exhale, lift the back of the body. 1. Creating a deeper state of awareness for 2. Simply do that by absorbing all the sensations coming from your body for 3. 4. 5, get ready to move by looking forward, bend the knees. Inhale to the feet to lift the chin. Exhale, fold down into the legs. Inhale, rising up, keeping the neutral pelvis. And exhale, release the arms. We're going to do 3 Surya Namaskara B. So bend the knees and inhale up the arms as normal. Then exhale, straighten your legs and fold back down. Inhale, take that little lift through the spine. Then use your hands as the foundation. Exhale, back to plank, low plank, or maybe to the floor to reset. Inhale, lift the upper body. And then exhale, fold at the hip, lift the back of the body. Now turn the left foot out and step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift the body, look up at the hands above the head. Exhale, press the hands down, step back to plank, and lower with that neutral pelvis. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lift the hips. Now do the other side by turn the right foot out, step into the left side, and inhale as you're lifting away from the mat. Exhale as you lower back down to the mat. Hands first, feet back second, bend the elbows to lower. Reset. Inhale to lift without locking your elbows. And exhale, press back without locking the elbows. For 1, every time our hand touches the floor, the hand is spread across the mat. And 2, the action of the hand is to press the knuckles down into the floor. 3, we do this to help to protect those little bones in the wrist that can take a little bit of a load if the knuckles tend to lift. 4, micro bend to the elbow and rotate the shoulders out away from your ears. Now bend your knees. Inhale, jump between the hands, lift the chin up. Strong legs, exhale, fold down. Bend your knees as you inhale, raise up your arms. Exhale, stand and release the arms. Number 2, just like that. Bend the knees, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Plant the palms, exhale, jump, lower, one motion. Neutral pelvis, then inhale, take the back bend. Exhale up to the forward bend. Left foot pivots, right foot steps. Inhale, lifts you in space. Exhale, hands down, step back, bend the elbows, lower in space. Reset. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold at the hip. Pivot the right, step your left foot. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Keeping the legs strong to initiate, inhale through the back bend. Keep the legs engaged, exhale up into the forward bend. For 1, when our leg is straight, that quadricep muscle is always active. And 2, we complement that straight leg activity with an inward rotation. 3, that means if you had a yoga belt wrapped around your thighs, the action would be breaking the belt. 4, all those actions are helping to spread apart the pelvic floor. And 5, you bend your knees, look forward. Inhale to jump or step, lift the chin, legs engaged, exhale, fold down. Then bend the knees as you inhale, hands up. Exhale, stand to release. Last one, our third one, Utkatasana. Inhale, lowering down into Uttanasana, exhale. Little lift up, inhale. Plant palms, jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing. Left foot turns, right foot steps. Inhale, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale down into Chaturanga, your low plank. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward face. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing. Now pivot the right, step your left foot. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, left side. Exhale, Chaturanga, your low plank to reset. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step, jump forward, lift the chin. Exhale, fold down. Utkatasana, bend the knees, inhale, hands up. Exhale to stand, Sama Sthiti. Our first standing position, inhale, separate your feet the width of your hips. Exhale, fold down low enough you can bind your big toes. Inhale, long spine. And then exhale, fold your lower belly to the top of your thigh. Lengthening your chest down past your knees. Reaching the top of your head to the floor between the big toes. Your legs are still straight, so it's the same activity of your thigh muscle, your quadricep muscle. It is engaging, and when it shortens, you see a little bit of a bulge at the front of the thigh, but the action feels like you're creating space at the back of the thigh. So these muscles work in pairs. As one activates, another relaxes and lengthens. Now let's do the second set of this. Inhale up with your chest and chin. Exhale. Inhale, slide your hands under the soles of the feet so your toes touch your wrists. And then exhale, lengthen the spine back down in space. For 1, Now try to pull the hands out from under the feet for 2. The consequence of that action is to lift the shoulders up towards your hips for 3. So there's as much space between your earlobes and your shoulders as possible in 4. Take 1 more. Now on your next inhale, lift up your chin. Exhale, remove your hands from your feet. Inhale, come into an upright position. And exhale your feet back to Samasthiti. Trikonasana, so you turn to face the right side of your mat. Open your feet out the length of one of your legs and take your arms up parallel to the floor. Now pivot your right foot 90 degrees to the back. Keep your back left foot pointing at the right side, and then exhale, reach as far as you can over top of the right leg and lower your right hand towards your right foot. Reach your top arm towards the ceiling and turn your gazing point, your drishti, and look up at the thumb above you. We're already at 2. Now that we've separated the feet, press both feet equally into the floor for 3. Creating the feeling that you're just about to lift right out of this position for 4. Taking 1 more. And on the 5th exhale, look down so you have your balance. Inhale, come back up. Arms parallel. Turn the right foot to the right side. Left foot to the front. Then exhale, reach the left arm over the stable left leg. And then lower your left hand straight down below the left shoulder. Reach the top hand directly above the top shoulder. If your bottom hand can reach your left big toe, then bind the big toe with your peace fingers. Pull up on the big toe so you create the feeling that you're moving closer to the ceiling than the floor below you. We're already at 3. Breathing with a smooth sound for 4. Remember, it's a breathing practice, and each unique position challenges your ability to breathe like so. 5. Now as you inhale, come up. Take your left arm up and the right arm down. And then turn from the right side of your mat and turn your hips to face the back of the mat. Then exhale, take your left hand down to the floor on the inside of your foot or the outside of the foot. Raise the right arm. And then turn your gaze and look up at your right hand for 1. Now, if you're a little unstable, adjust the back foot so you're not wobbling and shaking for 2. Remember, the legs, which are your foundation, are supporting your spine for 3. Your spine that is in a twist right now through the use of your arms for 4. Take the longest breath of your practice in, and then as you exhale, look down. And then inhale, come up. You would take the right arm up and your left arm down. Turn the hips to face the front of the mat. And then take your right hand, exhale, inside of your front foot or the outside of the foot, not on top of the foot. Your foot is all mushy. Push your hand into the hard floor for 1. Notice the opposite rebounding action of your top arm lifting for 2. So play around with that dynamic. One arm descending and the other arm ascending for 3. All the while, your spine being supported with your legs for 4. Take 1 more breath in and look down with the exhale. Then lift up, inhale, and step feet together, Samasthiti. Exhale. We're going to do the same pair of positions, but by bending your front knee. So turn to the right, take a wider step with the feet and raise the arms. Pivot the right foot to the back, your left foot to the right side. Now bend the right knee and lower your front arm to the outside of your front leg. That's the right side. Now reach the top arm on an angle so that the left side of your body is forming a straight line. Turn the left hand down to face the floor, and then lift your chin and look up at your left hand. We're already at 3. Parsva Konasana means extended Side angle position. You are extending the left side of the body for 4. And 5, you press down to inhale, come up. Arms parallel, turn your right foot to the right side, then the left foot to the front. Bend your front leg so the knee does not go past the ankle. You lower the front arm to the outside of the front leg. Now extend the right arm forward, turning the palm towards the floor, but pulling that right shoulder away from the right ear. So move your right shoulder down towards your right hip. So feel the muscle under your right armpit, taking the shoulder towards the right hip. Then keeping that action, extend just the bones of the right arm out of the shoulder. The shoulder does not lift, it's just the arm that extends. Now let's do the twist of this. Inhale, straighten your front leg to come up. Left arm up, right arm down. Turn around to face the back of the mat, just like your last twist. Now bend the front knee. Then exhale, take the back of your left arm to the far outer edge of your right knee. If you just get there, put your hands into prayer. If you know the full expression of Parvarita, Parsvakonasana, then by all means, lower the bottom hand to the floor, and the top arm would extend on the same angle as the position before, because this is the same position as the position before. This is just the twisted variation of it. 3, 4, 5. Follow your breath. Inhale to come out of the right side. Turn to the right side. Take the right arm up. Turn to face the front. Bend your left knee. And exhale the back of the right arm to the far outside of that bent left knee for 1. Notice how the twists like to lengthen those muscles along the spine for 2. What you may feel is those muscles compressing the lungs in the back body for 3. So on that next breath, breathe even slower for 4. Remember, it's a breathing practice. 5. Next inhale, lift up by straightening your legs. And exhale, big toes together, back to Sama Sthiti. Now turn to the right and take the same step to the right you had before. Put your hands on your hips and keep all 10 toes pointing at the right side of the mat. So make sure the feet are pointing straight in front of you. Take an inhale and exhale, fold down and put the hands on the floor, shoulder distance apart. The chin and the chest are up. Inhale. And then on the exhale, lower the head down. And if your elbows can bend, walk the palms back so that your palm is directly below your elbow. So from our perspective, your shoulder and elbow and hand are all in a nice straight line for 1. Pressing into the palm so the head comes closer to the mat for 2. Your legs are still straight, so it's the same activity in your thigh muscle for 3. If your head can touch the floor, start to pull the head onto the floor, but more between the feet for 4. Take 1 more breath. And on your next inhale, you lift up your chest and chin. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale once you're there. Arms, inhale, parallel to the floor. Hands exhale to the hips. Inhale, you have your neutral pelvis. And then exhale, you tilt the pelvis forward to lower the head back down. Second set for 1. Keep the feet just slightly turned in for 2. Have the center of the back of the heel, line it with your second or third toe for 3. Resisting those external rotators that want to pull the feet out for 4. Take 1 more. And on your next inhale, come all the way up in one lift since the hands are on the hips. Exhale once you're there. Arms, inhale, lift. And for the first time, exhale, take the hands behind the back. Straight arms, interlace the fingers. Inhale, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, lower the head, and reach the hands away from the back, bringing the head and the hands closer to the floor. A little bit of a shoulder opener, so here's a great opportunity to try to breathe into the upper portions of the lungs. Literally try to send the breath into those shoulders, moistening them, allowing the hands to descend with exhales. Spread your toes. Press the toes down and try to use your toes and an inhale and lift yourself all the way back up. Put the hands on the hips, exhale. We got one more like this. You take an inhale there, and then exhale, fold down, and when you get low enough, grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Then inhale, if your arms can bend the elbows up to the ceiling, and exhale, descend the head down to the floor between the big toes. For one. Now in this position, your arms are above the shoulders. For two. So even though when we take the arms up, make sure the shoulders didn't move towards your ears. For three. Those muscles under your armpit called your lat muscle, latissimus dorsi, engage that muscle so it feels like your shoulders are moving up towards your hips. For four. Take one more. Then on your next inhale, lift the chest and the chin. Exhale, let go of your big toes. Inhale, come into an upright position. Turn to the front. Exhale, big toes together. Now, before you move the feet, wiggle your hands behind the spine into that reverse prayer position. So you turn the palms to the back. You invert the hands. So you're going to take the pinky fingers up the spine towards the back of the skull. And then move the elbows towards the wall behind you to try to join the palms together. Now step back with the right foot, turn to the right side, and turn all the way around and face the back edge of the mat with the hips. Square the hips and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, fold down the inside of the right leg. So the top of your head is coming closer to the top of the right foot. Even though you're lengthening down in space to that right foot, anchor your back leg. Ground your back heel. Put as much of your body weight into the back heel as you lengthen towards the front foot. Take one more inhale in, and then stretch out that exhale. Then on the next inhale, come up, turn to the right side, turn all the way around to the front, and exhale, take your left side. 1. 2. Notice how your breath is different now at this point in the practice. 3. 4. Taking one more. And on your next inhale, lift yourself up. Release the hands from the back of the body. Exhale back to Samasthiti. First of 2 balance positions. Now we're going to do 3 things with your right leg before we do the same 3 things with your left leg. So raise the right arm out front. Inhale, raise up the right leg. Reach for the big toe with the peace fingers. Straighten out the right leg as best as you can. And on an exhale, fold forward. So move the top of your head towards the right big toe. We're already at 2. Make sure you're still breathing with sound for 3. 4. And 5. Now inhale, lift the head up to the ceiling. And then open, exhale, your right arm and right leg about 45 degrees to the right side. And the challenge would be to move your chin and look off your left shoulder at 2. Changing that gazing point, challenging your balance for 3. Challenging your balance always challenges the breath for 4. Take 1 more. And 5, inhale, bring the leg back to the front. Exhale, lower your forehead down to your right knee. And then inhale, lift the head up. And exhale, put your hands on the hips. Last count of 5. A single-legged Navasana for 4. Hands to the hips so you can feel both hips the same height. 3, 2, 1. With exhale, lower the leg back to Samasthiti. Equal weight in both feet. First, focus your gazing point. Find your balance. Raise the left arm. Inhale, raise the left leg. Reach for the big toe. Exhale, extend the left leg and fold forward along the inside of the leg. We're at 2. Right hand, right hip for 3. 4, work the standing leg, straighten the standing leg. 5, inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, open the left arm and left leg and turn your chin and look off the right shoulder for 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, bring the leg to the front. Exhale, do that little forward bend, head to knee. Inhale, lift the head back up. Last count, exhale, hands to hips, reaching from the back of the body through the bones of the feet. 2, 3, almost there. 4, lift a little higher before you exhale and lower it down. Samasthiti. Our standing half lotus, Ardha, Baddha, Padmasana. So inhale, lift the right foot back up. Take your right foot as close to the left groin as you can, pointing your right knee down to the floor, right leg forming a half lotus position. Your available right hand reaches around the back. It's going to hold on to your left elbow, your left forearm, or your left wrist as your left hand holds your right foot. For those of you that can take the bind, exhale, take the forward bend. If the right hand does not have your right foot, stay in an upright standing position. We're at 2. And 3. 4. And 5. If you are down, bend your standing leg before you lift up. That's a really interesting way to hurt the hamstring. So inhale, come up with a bent leg. And exhale, release the right foot. Find the balance, equal weight in the feet. Focus your gazing point so you are in balance before you inhale. Raise the left foot. Take it to the right groin. Hold the foot with your right hand. Take your left hand around the back. Now either stand tall, unless your left hand, if your left hand can hold your left foot, then you take the forward bend. If your left hand is just going to hold the right arm, stand tall. We're already at 2. Wherever you're at, you're paying attention to that half lotus knee, no pinching, no pain in our joints. 3, 4, and 5. So if you're down, you lift the chin, you bend the standing leg, you come up with your inhale, lift the left leg up, straighten the left leg out, and come into Samasthiti. And here's where we put a Vinyasa Float. So root into the legs, inhale, lift up through the arms. Keep the legs strong, exhale, forward bend down, hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen from navel through chest through chin. And put your hands down. Exhale, jump back with your neutral pelvis as you lower. Inhale, lifting into your back bend. Exhale, fold at the hip into the forward bend. Utkatasana, inhale, jump forward, bend the knees, raise the arms, look up at your thumbs for 5. Sitting down to challenge your legs for 4. Lifting up to challenge your arms, your shoulders, your back for 3. Literally go down and up all in the same position for 4. And here's where you can put in your Bakasana crow for 5. So exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Open the knees to the outsides of the arms. If you haven't lifted your feet already, use an inhale. And how long you want to challenge yourself here, it's up to you. When you had enough, you'll jump out and take another vinyasa, and we'll just meet up as a group when we get to the downward dog. So from downward facing dog, your left foot will turn out at 45 degrees. The right foot steps straight forward. When you inhale and come up, you're squaring your hips, your belly, your chest, and your shoulders to the front edge of the mat. Your arms are extended, your chin is lifted, and your gazing point is the hands for 1. Draw the belly and bring it in towards the spine for 2. Creating space in your lower back, that lumbar spine for 3. Feeling the heat that you've been creating from your practice for 4. Taking 1 more. And 5. Now stay looking at your hands. Straighten your front leg. And for the first time, turn to your left. And keep turning all the way around so you turn to face the back of the mat. And then exhale, re-bend now the left leg. And pick up the back foot and turn it in towards you at 45 degrees for 1. So that angle of the back foot is what's giving you the ability to square your hips to the back edge of the mat for 2. The navel is always moving in towards the spine for 3. If your arms and legs are burning at this point, it just means you're doing it right for 4. Take 1 more inhale in. And then this time when you exhale, open your arms parallel to the floor, the length of the mat. Now open your back foot at 90 degrees. And maybe you might even wiggle the back foot an inch or 2 away from you, further behind you. We're already at 2. We are now attempting to square the hips to the side of the mat, that left edge for 3. And the belly button is still moving in towards the spine for 4. Take 1 more. And on that next inhale, lift out of the left side. Turn your left foot to the left edge. Keep your arms up. Turn your right foot to the front edge. Exhale, tracking the right knee directly on top of the right ankle. Last standing pose. Last side. Everything from here goes down to the floor in 3. In 2. In 1, on your exhale, you would put your hands down, you'd step your right leg back, and you know what to do from there. Downward facing dog, inhale, jump through to your first straight leg, seated position. You're going to pull the flesh out from underneath the sitting bones. Now, this is our seated samasthiti called Dandasana. You want to create, neurologically, the feeling in your legs like you're standing on top of them. So engage the quadricep muscle and notice how that presses the back of the thigh down into the floor. Spread your toes and curl the toes back towards your face. Your arms are pressing straight down into the floor. Hands are below the shoulders. Chin is lowering down towards the chest. And this position is the entry point to all other forward bends that we are about to do in 3. Looking towards the feet. And 2. and 1. Now on your next inhale, reach forward and hook onto your big toes, just like we did in the first standing position. And then exhale, fold your belly to the top of the thigh. Fold your chest over top of the knees. And the action is to pull back on the big toes with the peace fingers. But the action in your legs resists it, and you press the mound of the big toe away from you. So you're creating a dynamic, pulling back and resisting by pressing, contributing to your forward bend. Now your second set, inhale, come up a few inches with the chest and chin. Then exhale, grip the outside of the foot or wrap around the foot, and exhale, lengthen back in. Noticing what is different in the pelvic floor when we change the grip of the hands. We're already at 2. 3. 4. And 5. Here we take that first Vinyasa flow. So inhale, come back up into Dandasana. And exhale, cross your legs. First inhale, you lift up your hips. And then exhale, put the hands in front, jump back to Chaturanga. That's breath 1. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. That's breath 2. Inhale, jump to seated. And exhale, straighten out your legs. That's breath number 3. Now, lean back at 45 degrees and put your hands under the shoulders. Point your toes straight forward so you're on top of the heels. And then inhale, press down and lift the front of the body up towards the ceiling above for Utkatasana for 1. Spread the fingers, but unlock the elbows for 2. Unlock the elbows, inner rotate the arms for 3. As you inner rotate the arms, lift the chest a little higher for 4. Take 1 more, inhale in. And lower down with your exhale. Cross your legs, inhale, lift the hips up first. Hands in front, jump back second. Move with the pace of your breath through the vinyasa. Come all the way back to seated. And we're going to do another one we just did in the standing sequence. We're going to inhale, take our right foot back into that half lotus position. So the right foot comes to the crease of the left groin. If the right knee doesn't come to the floor, we'll put a block under the knee, and the right hand is reaching around the back for the right big toe. Reach your left hand forward for the left foot. And like all forward bends, exhale as you fold forward in space. If you got blocks and straps at home, by all means, use what you need to help yourself. 2. Ardha Baddha Padma, Paschimottanasana. 3. 4. Now here's where we can start to tailor the flows for 5. So if you want to take the flow, come up now, inhale, cross your legs, take the vinyasa. If you want to skip this flow, stay down for 2 more breaths. And after those 2 breaths, come up with your inhale, release your right leg, and then go on to the left side. So we will always do those flows at the end of the left side. And if you want, you can also do the flow after the right and after the left. Here, your left hand is reaching for the left foot, and your right hand is reaching for the right foot. We're already at 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Now follow your breath. Next inhale, come back up. And exhale, release. Follow your breath through the vinyasa. 3 breaths. Good, back to seated. Now we're going to take Taringai. So we're going to point the right toes to the wall behind us by putting the top of the right foot on the floor, and then bring the right knee in. So it's going to point straight forward like our left leg. Inhale, bring the hands to the floor at the front or hold on to the left foot. And then exhale, lengthening forward in space for 1. So we're going to resist kind of leaning on top of the straight leg and stay in the midline for 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. If you want to take the flow, come out now, take the little flow, or stay down for 2, maybe 3 more breaths. Then come up, release the right leg, and then go on to the left side. So inhale out of that right side, release it. Lean over to the right so you can easily fold the left leg back in. Exhale, second side. 1. 2. 3. 4. Your next inhale brings you up. If you know how to jump out of this, you jump back, or do it the old traditional way, release the left leg, cross both legs, move through the flow, that little reset of the spine, coming back into a Dandasana, straight leg position. Janu Shirshasana. We're going to take the right foot to the inside of your left femur. Inhale, both hands take the left foot, inner foot, outer foot, or a bind that goes around the foot. And exhale, this would be your first forward bend in which you're moving on top of the straight leg for 1. So that little bit of a twist and moving your chest towards that left knee for 2. 3. 4. 5. Stay down, take 2 more, unless you want to come up now and take the Vinyasa Float. After flow, come back to Dandasana, and then inhale, set your left foot in the exact mirror image of the right foot. And then exhale, create that subtle twist in moving towards the right knee for 1. Relax the jaw and the face for 2. Soften the face and the shoulders for 3. Hearing that sound of breath. 4. 1 more, and then we all flow. 5. Your next inhale would bring you up. Exhale, you'd cross your legs. Go back to the moving. The pace at which you breathe is the pace at which you move. All the way back to seated. Let's move on to Marichi Asana. So take your right foot on the floor and pull the right heel as close to the sit bone as you can. Then inhale, reach the right arm forward on the inside of the knee, get in front of the knee, and then go all the way around the back of the right hip with the right hand. Hold the hands together, press into your right foot, and exhale, reach the top of your head towards the top of your left foot for 1. So we're back to doing these binds with the arms, squeezing your leg for 2. And as you squeeze the leg with your arm, try to break the grip of your arms with your leg for 3. Keeping both of the sitting bones on the ground for 4. Take 1 more. And 5, you come up now for Vinyasa, or stay down, take 2 to 3 more, and then come up, and we'll switch the sides. Onto our left foot. Plant the left foot. Extend the left arm forward. Your left arm, make sure it's your left arm, left leg. There we go. Squeeze the leg. Forward bend on the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all taking this flow. Follow your inhale up. Exhale, cross your legs. Remember that first inhale is to lift the hips, and the exhale is to jump back. The lift is what everybody skips. It's the best part of the flow. Come back, put your right foot in the same position. Put your right hand behind you on the floor. Inhale, reach the left arm to the ceiling. And then exhale, take the back of the arm to the outside of the knee. Push into the knee with the arm and resist with the knee. Chin moves behind you off the right shoulder. If you want to take the bind, by all means. If you know how to take the bind at home, hands are clasped on the outside of the left hip. If there's no bind, you simply keep the back hand on the floor and that left hand or arm pushing into the knee. We're already at 2. 3. 4. 5. Now stay if you don't want to take the flow. If you want to flow, look forward, inhale, untwist, exhale, take your little vinyasa. Let's go on to the other side. So right leg out, exhale, left foot in, inhale, left hand behind you, exhale. Inhale the right arm in place, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look front, inhale, release, twist, exhale. Plant your palms, cross your legs, take your flow. Next up, 3 sets of your Navasana boat position. Raising your legs, raising your arms, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now cross your legs, just that little lift. Inhale, lift your bum up, put it back down, raise into the second set of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the legs again. Inhale, hips up, hips down, third set, 5. Last set, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs. Inhale, hips up, hands to the front. Exhale, jump back, take your flow. Now from your downward dog, this time, the only time in our seated sequence, we're going to jump to the feet. So you jump your feet where your hands are in a wide stance. So your feet are in a wide stance. Turn your feet out at 45 degrees. Now you got to lift up your bum so you can put your hands on the floor behind the heels. Then when you can get the weight into the hands, start to wiggle your feet together. And if you can get the feet together, maybe you can lift them up and hook at the ankles. For 1. Your hands are between your legs. Your bum would be off the ground in 2. Hands on the floor behind the heels for 3. And 4, here's where we get to do that second set of Bakasana. And 5, so inhale, you come up, straightening the legs, take the feet out to the outside of the arms, reset, and how long you hold your Bakasana crow is up to you. 1 breath minimum, maybe 5 breath hold. When you had enough, jump out, take a float, and return to a seated position. For our turtle pose. Jump through, turtle, seated. No one can do that one. It's better to have them do that one. So put your feet on the edges of the mat. Knees are bent. Now forward bend and bring your elbows onto the mat. So you got to get really low to the ground. Now reach the back of your shoulder under the back of the knee and reach the palm out onto the floor. And then wiggle the hands towards the wall behind you. And when you can't get your hands any further behind you, then work on straightening your legs. Put your hands on the floor out to the side, out to the right side, out to the left side. Okay, arms on the insides of your legs. Put your elbows on the floor. Reach the hands outside. Now your hands are at the front. Now reach them behind you. There we go. Now straighten your legs. So the hands go behind you, legs go in front. Forehead would come down to the floor. Your chest would come down to the floor. You are sitting literally on the ground. Your bum is on the ground. Oh my God. Second set, you just stay where you are, or we're going to bring our hands up to where our back pockets would be on our pants. And from there, you're going to wiggle your feet together at the top of the head. So the hands are coming closer together and the feet are coming closer together. You still have to be in the position you were there from before. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Taking a Vinyasa Float. Returning to seated position. Now bring the soles of your feet together and bring your heels closer to your pelvic floor. Hands take the ankles. Now inhale, open your chest. Now keep your chest open. Exhale, fold forward from the groins. Resist the urge to lead the movement with your face or your chin. The part of your body that is leading the way would be your chest. So if I'm looking at you from the side perspective, your chest should be in front of your biceps. Your shoulders are back behind the ears. You have a long, lengthened spine position. The chin would be up away from the chest. The chest is as wide as it has ever been in your practice. We're already at 3. Belly button is folding over top of the heels in 4. and 5. Now inhale, sit back up, all the way back up, sit tall. Then exhale, lower your chin to your chest. And instead of folding at the groins this time, you fold from the top of the spine down. Now here is your opportunity to close up the front body. This is what most people do in the first set. So now bring the arms in front of the chest. Bring the shoulders in. So if the front of the body is getting smaller, that means the back of the body is getting wider. It's spreading. It's widening. For you to breathe into that area right between the shoulder blades. For 3. And 2. And 1. Next inhale, sit all the way back up nice and tall. Exhale, cross your legs. Plant your palms, inhale, lift your hips. Exhale. Jump through seated. Open out your legs at about 90 degrees and pull the flesh out from underneath the sitting bones. Inhale, your hands bind the outer edges of the feet just below the pinky toes. And exhale, you're forward bending from the hip, tilting the pelvis forward, trying to bring the belly to the floor. Belly before the chest, before the chin. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Now release the feet. Inhale, come up into Baddha Konasana, which is the position you did just before this. Feet would be together, not crossed. Hold the outsides of the feet just like you're doing before. Lean back so the feet come up. Lean back so the feet come off the floor. Now straighten out your legs. Second set of Upavishta Konasana for 1. If you have the balance, you look straight up to the ceiling above for 2. For 3. 4. And 5, you take a vinyasa. So put your hands down. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, jump back, take flow. Another one from the standing sequence before we move on to the back bend. So jump through, lie down this time. Then on an inhale, so legs are straight on the floor. Inhale, raise the right arm up and your right leg. Hook the big toe. And lift your head up towards your knee for 1. So the back of the head and the shoulders are lifting for 2. Staying grounded and heavy on the left side for 3. 4. And 5. Hold your right foot. Inhale, put your head to the floor. Holding your right foot, exhale, open your right leg to the right side at about 45 degrees. You don't go so far that you lost the left side of your body. So the right leg would never even come onto the ground. It would always be in space. You're keeping your left shoulder grounded, your left butt cheek grounded, the back of your left thigh grounded, and your left heel. Don't go so far to the right side that the left side of the body starts to lift. We're already at 3. And 4. And 5. Now inhale, raise the leg back up. Exhale, lift up your head to knee. Inhale, put your head down. Exhale, release the right side down. Other side. Inhale, raise the arm and leg. Hook your big toe with your peace fingers. And lift your head to the knee. 1. 2. 3. 4, 5. Inhale, head down. Exhale, only go so far to the left that the right side of your body doesn't lift. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your next inhale, raise the leg. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, head down. Exhale, release the left side down. Now roll over to your right side. Inhale, come up, cross your legs, jump back, take flow. And after this flow, lie down on your back. Bending the knees, put the 2 feet on the floor. And if your hands are at the side of your body, bring your heel to the tip of the middle finger. Don't bring it any closer, because then it's too close to the body. It's going to be hard to lift. Now you can keep your hands at the hips, or you can lift the hands and put them up on the floor above your 2 shoulders, Urdhva Dandasana. We're going to do 3 sets, no flow in between. We're going to go up for 5, down for 5. So before we lift, we got to find that neutral pelvis. Lower the belly button down, but keep the natural curve. So don't press the whole lower back into the floor. Keep that little curve. Now keep that angle in your pelvis. Now inhale, lift the pelvis up to the height of the knees. Bring the palms together. Or if you're doing Urdhva Dandasana, lift to the head, draw the elbows in, and press up off of the head as I count down from 5. Staying heavy in the feet for 4. Keeping the 2 feet pointing straight forward for 3. And as you exhale, come all the way back down for 5. Second set. So first create the foundation. The feet, I know you can't see them, point them straight with that inward rotation. We still have the neutral pelvis. And then we press down into the 4 corners of the feet to lift the hips up. Hands underneath, or lift up onto the crown of the head. Reset the arms and the shoulders. And then press up off the head. Second set, counting down from 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Exhale all the way back down for 5. 4. Last set, and then we'd start to take it easy after this back bend. 3. 2. Resetting the foundation. 1. Rechecking neutral pelvis. With your next inhale, lifting. You can count of 5, count of 10. You want to stay up a little longer. As I said, it's your last effortful position. When you have had enough, you lower down to your back. And you'll take a flow when you're finished. You'd roll to your right side, come up, jump back, up dog, down dog, and then we do the counter pose. So come back to a straight leg seated position. You can do it passively, meaning nice and light, by bending the knees, bring the arms under the backs of the knees, or do it more actively, engaging the legs and bring the hands to the feet. Either way, it's a count of 10. 9. Slowing the breathing rate down for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 'Your next inhale would bring you up. Cross your legs, take a float, come on back, and then we're going to do our inversion. So my first suggestion is to take your mat against the wall, and you can take Viparani Karani, lying on your back, with your hips and the backs of the legs against the wall. We're only doing one inversion for 3 minutes, so if you are functional enough at home to do your Sarvangasana, your Halasana, Karna Pidasana, your 3 positions of your shoulder stand routine, or if it's more appropriate to do your Shirshasana, the option is yours. Please choose what is appropriate for you. If you are on your shoulders, please resist the urge of turning your head to the side when you're up in this position. Your neck is in a very compromised position. Clock begins. One minute down, 2 to go. If you are on your shoulders, keep your legs straight. Exhale, lower your toes to the floor behind the back of your head, and then lower your arms to the floor and interlace your fingers. Halasana. Last minute, those of you on your shoulders, relax your legs so you're near your knees. Your knees would come closer to your ears, called ear pressure posture, Karna Pidasana. No strain on your neck. Any strain on your neck, by all means, come out. It is not worth it. "30 seconds. With control, carefully now, exhale, coming down. If you're on your head in your headstand, come down to a child's pose. If you're up on your shoulders, just come down to Shavasana on your back. Take 5 breaths wherever you are. And then you're gonna take a flow or skip the flow and just come through to a seated position. Seated position, crossed legs, or one leg in half lotus, or both legs in full lotus. We're gonna bind the arms around the back of the body. So take the hands around the back, hold the opposite spine, or opposite elbow, and then exhale, take a forward bend and lower your forehead to the floor at the front for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sit up. Make a mudra with each hand, thumb and first finger together. Put your hands in front of the knees. Press the hands into the knees so it encourages your spine to sit up as tall as you can, keeping the height at the top of the head. Lower your chin halfway down towards the chest for 10. Creating and absorbing the slowest breaths of your practice so far for 9. 8. 6. 4. 2. 1. Open your eyes. Last count at 10, and it's the quickest count of the practice. So put your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift up the hips for 10, 9, 8, 7. Make sure you're breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Lying down to Shavasana or taking one more Vinyasa Float and then taking Shavasana. So lie down, release the breath. But even though we release the breath, we do watch the body breathe. Really what we're watching is the body's natural intelligence that can breathe for ourselves. The breath will get quieter and softer, maybe to the point where we are barely breathing at all. Now bring the awareness to all those muscles that just did all that hard work. Give them permission to let go. Certain muscles don't want to let go. Certain muscles, you have to engage them and then command them to let go. Feeling the gravity pull you down into the floor. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathing life back into your body. And start to move it a bit up the arms, up the legs. And then curl into the fetal position on your right side. Inhale, come on up, cross your legs. Bring your palms together. And we'll close up our little ritual the same way we began with Om. Inhale. Om. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, folks, for practicing with us at home. Have a great weekend.